Hey everybody, yeah, welcome to Paragraph Parts Guided Notes. Woohoo! You are going to need one of two things. You have two options for this assignment. You can do it on Schoology, or if you prefer to write by hand, you can print out the Schoology assignment, do it by hand, take a photo of it, and upload that to Schoology. So if you're wanting to do the by hand one, just pause the video here, go print, and come back. Everybody else, I am going to share my screen with you, and we're going to take a look at what you need to know to be able to do this assignment. So for the moment, you're seeing, hopefully, my presentation screen, and I want to point out two things to you. First, where it is that you find the highlight function. I've made a picture of it here. It's this brush looking icon next to the A with the dark line under it. There are two brush icons. There is one over here for changing the color of borders, but if you look at it very closely, the tip of the brush is different. So we want the one over here next to the A. To highlight, you just double click what it is that you want to highlight. Go up, click the brush, and you get a color palette. I am asking you to use this third row down here, okay? That is the sweet spot for highlighting. If you use the row above, it is too pale, and it's hard to see the difference between colors like yellow and peach and pink. And if you go down a row, it can sometimes be too dark. And if you print something, you can't see the type underneath it. So there's a reason, please use this third row. So let's say I want to make that word guided pink. I click on this, and then boom, it's pink. All right, so if you need to practice that, you can pause the video here and practice that a little bit. Otherwise, I'm going to go on with my guided notes presentation. So you should have this in front of you. It should be either on paper or in Schoology. It is assignment 08, paragraph parts, guided notes. Once you have that, you're good to go. If you don't have it, pause now and go get it. All right. All right. So hopefully now what you are seeing is your guided note sheet on the screen, but it's empty, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to read this paragraph. It's a simple paragraph. It is a good example of a strong paragraph. And then we are going to break it down into its parts. This should be review from 6th grade. So some of you might be sitting there thinking, oh, this is so easy. And if that's the case, great. This won't take you any effort at all, okay? First thing I want you to do is to put your name up there in the blue box at the top. Okay, and now let's read this paragraph together. There are several reasons why you should exercise. First, exercising helps to strengthen your heart. Second, getting regular exercise can help you maintain a healthy weight. Finally, exercising builds muscle strength. These are a few of the reasons everyone should exercise regularly. Okay, so here's the first thing you need to do with your notes. I want you to highlight this first sentence. There are several reasons why you should exercise. Okay, if you're doing it on paper, highlight it. If you are doing it on Schoology, you're going to highlight just like I showed you and make it that orange color, okay, so it matches the boxes on either side. So think for a second, what is this sentence called in a body paragraph? Do you remember? Okay, it's called the topic sentence, and it does a couple of very important things, okay? It states the topic of the paragraph. So that's the subject you're going to discuss. I like to call it the what, right? It's the what you're going to discuss. And then it also presents the claim. which you should have heard before, but don't worry about it. It's something we focus a lot on in 7th grade. So if this is new, don't sweat it. The claim is why you are discussing your topic. It's kind of like your argument, right? If a friend ever starts talking to you and you're like, why are you telling me this? You're asking them to state their claim, to explain their reason for discussing it. So this first sentence gives us the topic, which is exercise. And then it gives us the claim. Why are they telling us about exercise? Who cares? Well, their reason for discussing exercise is to try to convince us that there are several reasons why we should do it. Okay, so then it would follow that what's going to come next are going to be those reasons, right? Because they just told us there was going to be reasons. Okay, so I want you to highlight these 3 pieces of information. Strengthening your heart, maintain a healthy weight, builds muscle strength. Pause if you need to highlight, and then you can go on. So here are those reasons. These are the 3 reasons that this writer is giving us for why we should exercise. So what are those things called in a paragraph? Well, they're called your evidence. Okay, they can be examples, they can be reasons. In this case, they are reasons why they want us to do something. What's their function? What does it do in the paragraph? Well, it gives support for the claim. The claim is our argument, and you don't have an argument unless you have support for it. Claims without evidence are just opinions. So we can't write not argumentative or persuasive paragraphs without evidence. So those 3 examples, those are our evidence. Now, everyone also should remember from 6th grade that a good paragraph is organized, because remember, you are writing for someone to read your work. Without someone to read it, your paragraph doesn't serve any purpose. So you need to make it organized so they can follow you. So I want you to look and see first if you can identify the 3 transitions that are already in the paragraph. If you're not sure, I'm going to have you circle them for me. They are the words first, second, and finally. Go ahead and circle those. If you are using the highlight function, you can highlight those in that yellow color. Okay, so what are these? They are transition words. And what do? They organize our evidence. In this example, it's very straightforward. It's a list, right? 1, 2, 3, first, second, finally. Okay. So we've got our topic sentence, which says what we're going to discuss and why we're going to talk about it. We have our evidence that's supporting the reason we're talking, or in other words, backing up our argument. We have our transitions that are organizing the evidence to back up our argument. But there's one last thing we need to do, and that is we need to let the reader know that the paragraph is over. Okay, a lot of people will say, well, this is just a repetitive step in the process. Maybe, but remember, your paragraph is a conversation. You're talking to a reader, and the reader needs to know when you're done. So highlight that last sentence. These are a few of the reasons everyone should exercise regularly. That is your concluding sentence. And its purpose is going to be to restate the topic and the claim. So if you look at our topic sentence, there are several reasons why you should exercise. You're going to hear those 2 ideas, exercise and the reasons it's good for you, in the concluding sentence. And the concluding sentence, these are a few of the reasons everyone should exercise regularly. So the concluding sentence restates the topic, restates the claim, and signals to the reader that your paragraph is over. Okay. So because this is now in a video form, you can rewind it, watch it as many times as you like. When you're done and you have your notes completed, you may submit them on Schoology. Either go ahead and submit the digital assignment that's in there, or if you did it by hand, take a photo and submit that on Schoology.